What I'm going to talk to you about is something I firmly believe in. It's a secret of great salespeople and great coaches. And you bet your behind this works. So number 6, and this came up in the previous conversation, number 6 is you have to show passion and belief in what you do. And again, this doesn't mean that you're gonna stand on a chair and jump up and down. It doesn't mean that you've got flames coming out of your ears. You know, I got so much passion for what I do. But people can feel that if you do. Look, if you don't believe in what you're doing and you don't have a passion for coaching, get out of it. You shouldn't be here. Because that translates to clients, that translates to prospects, that translates to the people who are watching you all the time. And again, I'll tell the story again. The guy who said, well, I don't know whether a coach is going to work or not, but you do, so let's rock. We have to, if people will look in your eye. I want people to say, I can tell you're passionate about what you do. I can tell that. And again, that doesn't come from, let me tell you all the reasons you ought to hire me. Brrr, let me show you an hour and a half PowerPoint on why you ought to hire me. I don't care what your needs are. Let me show you all the reasons you ought to hire me. A lot of it just comes, do you listen? Do you smile? What's your perception when you walk in the door? What's the power you pervade that they want a piece of? Now, this will wear you out a little bit sometimes. At the end of the day, there's times where I'm going, like my wife calls it, Coach Dan had a Dr. Phil day. Because there are times where I'm going, oh, God. But I have to be the one going, yeah. And in my head, I might be going, that is stupid. Shut up. But I got to go, we can work this out. Let's do this together. And then I go get in my car and drive real fast down the freeway. And then I go, that was stupid. How dumb can these people be? But I'm passionate for their success. I have, and someone else, we were talking the other night, someone else does this too, but when somebody agrees to buy, I will always end that conversation with, I go, Nick, thank you for, this is gonna be great. We're gonna understand your needs and we're gonna win. But I wanna tell you something, the only reason why you and I might not make it, and I wanna be totally aware and upfront on that. If I ever become more passionate about helping you than you are passionate for helping yourself, I'm gonna fire you. Now think about the importance of that perception. Because what I'm saying is I'm gonna come in and burn down the freeway. We're gonna go pillage. We're gonna own a 40-mile circumference, a 100-mile circumference. We're gonna own all of the Western United States. We're gonna own the world. We're gonna build franchises. But I'll be that passionate. I'll be as passionate as if it's my own business. But how many of you ever had customers, you get into the process and everything, and the customer just, yeah, I don't know. You have those? You have some people who they just lose their interest. Do not be afraid. I want you to create a mental picture. Don't be afraid to say, remember what we talked about. We can't continue to work together anymore. Now, I was always taught, and Kelly and Laverty and I have talked back and forth for 15 years, and we both believe that if you fire a client for the right reasons, back me up, Kelly, if you fire a client for the right reasons, how many new clients do you get when you do that? 2. You'll always, and when we fire clients, we call each other. I call him and go, Kelly, I fired somebody. He goes, really? I go, yeah, and I got one, and I've got another one coming. It's just something with the universe, the karma, I don't know. But if you believe it and you do it for the right reasons, that'll attract people. It's just like, zit, okay, I'll sign you up. I mean, it's just, magnetic. Because we're doing it for the right reasons. We're doing it out of passion. And frankly, I don't have enough energy or time to be passionate for somebody that's not passionate. Because I don't want them to blame me for their business fails. And I had that early on, and beware of that. Some people will try to hire you so they can have someone else to blame for the failure of their business. It's happened. It happens. And I figured that out, and I could smell it early on, and I just didn't get involved with that. But think about that. If they're less passionate than you are, you need to get out. You need to get away from it, because in your mind, psychologically, I want you to picture a whole bunch of people over here going, I'm ready, next. I can't wait. Coach, come on. I can't wait. Let's go. You've got to picture that people are waiting in line because you're special. You listen. You have positive vocabulary. You have hope and passion for what you're doing. That's what they will attract them. And then once you get all that done, then you can create your curriculums, your custom curriculums and plans. Then we move into a retention strategy. Because guess what? Once you lock them down, you got to keep doing it every week, every day. You better keep that up, because if they go, well, you're not the person I hired, why aren't you positive? I mean, I've had times where I was sick. I had flu or something, and I'm going to do the meeting anyway. And they go, what's wrong, Coach? You're not your usual, because they feed on that. So the retention strategy is all these things we're talking about. You've got to keep it up. You've got to be that lighthouse of hope for people. You've got to be that person that they go, no one else in the world is positive. All I did was watch the news tonight and everybody's negative, but I know one person is positive and I need to hang around them more. That's a premise. I'm not going to show hands, but that's a premise. 12-step programs. If you're alcoholic or drug abuse, one of the steps is that you might have to get rid of all your friends if they're negative, because it's not a good influence. I think every business person in the world should have to go through a 12-step program. I do, because all the elements of it is part of that.